Everything you think you know about great white sharks is wrong. While Hollywood has spent decades painting them as mindless killing machines, the real story is far more twisted. These aren't the monsters we should fear. We're the monsters they should fear. And the reason why will absolutely blow your mind. Picture this. You're face to face with a 20-foot, 5,000-pound apex predator armed with 300 razor-sharp teeth. Your heart is pounding. Your blood is pumping. And yet this massive creature, capable of crushing a car with its jaws, is actually more afraid of getting hurt than you are. That's right. The ocean's most feared predator is basically a giant wimp who avoids confrontation at all costs. But here's where it gets really insane. Great white sharks aren't just any ordinary fish. They're warm-blooded monsters living in a cold-blooded world. And this biological superpower comes with a price so steep it's literally killing them. These creatures are energy vampires on a scale that would make your worst nightmare seem tame. The warm-blooded monster that shouldn't exist. Most fish are basically swimming ice cubes. Their body temperature matches whatever freezing water they're swimming in. But great whites, they're running an internal furnace that keeps their core temperature at a toasty 79 degrees Fahrenheit, even when the ocean around them is cold enough to numb your bones in seconds. This biological cheat code is called regional endothermy, and it's like having a Ferrari engine in a world full of bicycles. While most sharks move slowly in cold water, great whites can rocket through frigid depths at 35 mph, dive deeper than most submarines, and grow to absolutely monstrous sizes that would be impossible for any normal fish. But running this internal heating system comes with a cost that's absolutely devastating. Great whites burn through calories like a jet engine burns through fuel. They need to consume massive amounts of fat just to keep their biological furnace running, which means they can't afford to waste time on low-quality meals. This turns them into the ocean's most obsessive picky eaters, and their food preferences are about to shock you. You see, when a great white bites a human, it's not trying to eat you. It's conducting a taste test. And unfortunately for us, we fail miserably. But that revelation leads us to something even more disturbing about how these creatures actually hunt. The ritualistic executioner's twisted method. What great whites do to their prey is so methodical and calculated. It makes serial killers look spontaneous. These aren't random attacks. They're elaborate execution rituals that would make your skin crawl if you knew the full truth. When a great white hunts a sea lion, it doesn't just bite and eat. It performs what can only be described as underwater torture. The shark launches an explosive attack from below, takes a massive chunk out of its victim, then does something absolutely chilling. It lets the wounded animal swim away. This isn't mercy. This is calculated cruelty. The shark follows its bleeding prey at a distance, watching and waiting as the animal slowly weakens from blood loss. Sometimes it will attack again, take another bite, then release the dying creature once more. The great white won't eat its meal until every last drop of blood has drained from the body, and it's 100% certain the animal is completely, utterly gone. Why this obsession with bloodless corpses? Scientists believe it's because great whites are terrified of getting injured by thrashing prey, so they've evolved this horrifying method of assassination that ensures their victims can't fight back. But their avoidance of confrontation goes even further than you'd imagine. When multiple great whites want the same meal, you'd expect an epic underwater battle between types. Instead, they engage in what looks like the world's most intense splashing contest. The sharks literally slap their tails at the surface, trying to outsplash each other until one gives up and swims away. The most feared predator on Earth settles disputes like children fighting over a toy. This explains why punching a shark in the face actually works. These massive predators are surprisingly delicate creatures who'd rather flee than fight. But their sensitivity isn't just behavioral. It's built into their biology in ways that make them living lie detectors. Vision like a superhero, instincts like a detective. Everything we've been told about great white shark vision is complete nonsense. For decades, experts claimed these predators had terrible eyesight and attacked surfers because they mistook them for seals. That's absolutely false. And the truth is far more unsettling. Great whites have some of the sharpest vision in the ocean. Their eye structure contains a much higher ratio of cone cells compared to other sharks, giving them excellent color vision and detail recognition. When a great white looks at a surfer, it knows exactly what it's seeing: a human being, not a sea lion. These predators hunt during broad daylight because they're visual hunters who rely on their incredible eyesight to target prey with surgical precision. But they also have night vision that would make special forces jealous. A reflective layer behind their retinas called the tapetum lucidum amplifies available light so effectively that great whites can hunt by starlight alone. So if they can see perfectly and know we're not seals, why do great whites sometimes bite humans? The answer reveals just how calculating these creatures really are. They're conducting research. Every bite on a human is a data collection mission to determine our fat content, and we consistently fail their quality standards. You see, great whites don't want muscle. They want blubber. Humans, sea otters, and pelicans all get the same treatment: a bite, a taste, and immediate rejection. We're too lean for their energy requirements. But understanding what they do want reveals something even more incredible about their biology. The ultimate picky eater's impossible standards, great white sharks, have to be the most demanding diners on the planet. And their food obsession is, literally, a matter of life and ending. These creatures need to gain over 5% of their body length every single year, which is 3 times faster than other large sharks. Imagine if you had to grow taller by 4 inches annually while maintaining your energy levels. That's the biological pressure great whites face. This rapid growth rate means they can only afford to eat premium fuel, pure fat. Seals and whales are basically swimming energy bars packed with the blubber these sharks desperately need. Everything else, including humans, is junk food that wastes more energy to digest than it provides. But here's where their biology becomes even more mind-blowing. These massive predators are built like Formula 1 race cars, not marathon runners. Over 90% of their muscle tissue is white fiber, designed for explosive bursts of speed, while only a tiny fraction is red muscle for endurance. This seems impossible when you consider that great whites migrate thousands of miles across entire ocean basins. The secret lies in where that red muscle is located. Instead of being spread throughout their body like other fish, it's concentrated deep near their dorsal fin. This creates a unique swimming style called thunniform locomotion that generates incredible efficiency through their tail alone. It's like having a perfectly tuned engine that can accelerate faster than a sports car while still having the endurance to cross continents. But this incredible body design comes with a fatal flaw that makes captivity absolutely impossible. Built for the infinite ocean, doomed in captivity, great white sharks have been breaking aquariums' hearts and bank accounts for over 70 years, The reason why reveals just how perfectly these creatures are designed for freedom. Every single attempt to keep them in captivity has ended the same way: failure, death, or immediate release. Marine parks spent millions trying to display great whites, but most died within days. SeaWorld, Marineland, and dozens of other facilities watched helplessly as these apex predators simply gave up and faded away behind glass walls. The few that survived longer became increasingly aggressive, attacking other fish in their exhibits before staff had to release them back to the wild. The most successful attempt came from Monterey Bay Aquarium, who managed to keep young great whites alive for up to 198 days. But even their success was heartbreaking. One shark that seemed to be doing well was released and immediately passed away, likely from the stress of captivity, handling, and transport. The trauma of being contained was literally too much for its system to handle. Why are these creatures so impossible to keep in captivity? Their biology is designed for unlimited space and constant motion. Great whites need to swim continuously to breathe, covering vast distances in search of scattered prey. Being confined to even the largest tank is like forcing a jet pilot to spend their entire life in a phone booth. But there's something even more fascinating about why captivity fails, and it has to do with their supernatural sensory abilities. electrical superpowers that make captivity hell. Great white sharks possess one of the most incredible sensory abilities in the animal kingdom. They can literally detect the electrical signals from your heart. Those tiny black dots covering their snout aren't just decoration. They're called ampullae of Lorenzini, and they're basically biological metal detectors that can sense the electrical fields generated by living creatures. Every time your heart beats, every muscle contraction, every nerve firing in your body creates a tiny electrical signal. Great whites can detect these signals from up to 3 feet away, which means they can sense prey hiding in murky water or buried in sand. It's like having X-ray vision combined with a lie detector test. This electrical superpower might be another reason why captivity is torture for great whites. The glass walls, metal fixtures, and artificial lighting in aquarium tanks create a constant barrage of electrical interference that these sensitive creatures can't escape. Imagine trying to live in a room with sirens blaring 24/7. That might be what captivity feels like to a great white. Their nose isn't just electrically sensitive. It's also equipped with the most powerful sense of smell of any shark species. Great whites have the largest olfactory bulb among sharks, comprising 18% of their brain mass, allowing them to track scent trails across vast distances in the ocean. But this incredible sensitivity makes them vulnerable in ways that completely flip our understanding of who's really in danger. This brings us to the most shocking revelation of all: the truth about who's really in danger. After everything we've learned about great white sharks, their warm-blooded biology, their ritualistic hunting, their incredible senses, and their complete inability to survive in captivity, one thing becomes crystal clear: we're not the ones who should be afraid. Great white sharks are incredibly sophisticated, sensitive creatures who have spent millions of years perfecting their role as ocean guardians. They're not mindless killing machines. They're complex animals with elaborate social behaviors, advanced problem-solving abilities, and a delicate constitution that makes them vulnerable to human interference. The statistics tell the real story. Your chances of being attacked by a great white are literally 1 in millions, and most of those attacks are cases of mistaken identity or curiosity bites that the shark immediately regrets. Meanwhile, human activities have decimated great white populations worldwide through overfishing, pollution, and habitat destruction. These magnificent predators deserve our respect, not our fear. They're indicators of ocean health, controllers of marine ecosystems, and living reminders of nature's incredible ability to create perfect biological machines. When we see a great white shark, we shouldn't think monster. We should think miracle. The next time someone tells you they're afraid of sharks, remind them of the truth. Great whites are far more afraid of us than we could ever be of them. And considering what we've done to their world, maybe they have every right to be. That's a wrap on today's wild journey. But here at the Zoo-phoria Show, we're just getting started exploring nature's most incredible stories. Subscribe if you want to keep discovering the shocking, hilarious, and downright unbelievable truths about the animals sharing our planet. Your next favorite animal fact is just one click away.